Welcome back to Doing Time with Dan for the first episode of our Shipwreck Ration series. That's right, Shipwreck Rations are my own homemade MREs. You see menu number 1 of the single packs. That one's right here. It's chicken with rice, hot cocoa, and a bunch of other great things inside here. We're going to open it up and check it out. So we're just going to open up the seal here. Obviously, this is our contents list. And first thing you'll notice is I use these larger flameless heating bags. This thing is big enough to put everything in here at one time, and it makes plenty of heat, much more than those standard military ones. So I bought a bunch of these, and they were well worth it. And you're going to see it in action here. This thing really makes steam in just a few minutes. So we'll put that on the side. The other thing I did was, inside the hot beverage bag is where I put a bunch of my accessories, and they're all clean, so I don't have to worry about that. You'll notice I have 2 wet naps instead of the standard 1 that you find inside the military ones. I also have a fork and a knife in here. Paper towels I find are much better than those lousy napkins they include. There's the hot beverage bag. And of course here we have these Wisps, little toothbrushes, and I taped some toothpicks on the back. That's good, and fork and knife and that kind of stuff. As far as our main entree has, today we're going to make some white chicken here. Put that there. Oops, fell over. Chicken. We also have these rice packs. These are great because they're flat, and when you see them inside the heater, you combine that with the chicken and the whole thing heats up together. I noticed this style from the Japanese MREs, and if you want to check out a great review video, check out Kiwi Dude's review of the MREs. I'll put the title up here so that you can find that. As far as beverages go, I have hot cocoa, which I prefer sometimes to coffee, and I also put a instant tea with honey in here as an option in case you want to do that. You can mix that right up in your water bottle. You don't have to use another beverage bag. Snack-wise, we have some nuts, which are great for calories as well as protein. And this gave me some good variety here. I have pita chips with hummus. That's a nice variety as opposed to those Asian crackers that a lot of the standard MREs include. And for a little item here, I also have these Gatorade Energy Chews. Just in case you need a little sugar buzz, this will do the trick. And what I'll do is I'll pan all over this and also put a still photo here so that you can see everything that it fits inside our menu number 1 here at Shipwreck Rations. Now, as you can see, this is a larger flameless ration heater bag than the one you might have seen in the typical military ones. And it's also a 2-step process here. You want to open up the bag and take out, this is the heating element, and it says not to be eaten, so be sure not to eat this. Keep it away from kids and pets and things like that. And you basically tear this open, okay, and inside are the chemicals that get warm when you add the water. So you're following the instructions here, and I'm just going to go through them here in this first video. I'll probably skip this in the other videos because once you watch one, you'll understand, how that works. So you put this back down inside the bag toward the bottom, like that, nice and easy there, so that, that's where all the heat's going to be coming from. And you'll notice here on the bottom of the bag, you only fill to that line. If you put too much water in these things, they don't work as good. You just want to fill it to that line. All right, so now you're going to take your entree and your side dish, which for me here today is chicken and rice, and you're going to slide them in. I find it's easy to put one in at a time. When you put the rice this way, facing the chicken, it'll work better. Now I'm also going to attempt to heat up my hot cocoa. So I'm going to mix that up, shake it up real good, and put it inside the bag and see if we can get some hot product out of here just using the flameless ration bag. These individual packs are great. Hot cocoa, that is a real morale booster. A little different flavor than coffee or tea, something like that. Of course, opening them can be a challenge. With all this packaging, to keep things fresh, it does make it a little bit difficult. But with a little bit of practice, you'll figure it out. And we open up our hot beverage bag. I like to put all the corners inside the bag and dump it in like that. You can see all the powder in there. And then we'll add our water. Ooh, that smells really good. All of that. Okay, that's ready to go inside our ration heater bag. And I'm going to keep it at the top because it's the least important thing. I'd rather have hot chicken and rice. And if this isn't quite as hot, well, that's okay with me. And you only want to fill to the line. Okay, so we got plenty of water in there, and we're going to seal it up like that. And already you see some bubbles down there. We're starting to make some heat. And I'm just going to lean that on my rock or something, as it says in all the instructions. Now, it might be a little bit hard to see, but that unit is definitely making steam. And we'll time that out there for 12 minutes. If you look down at the bottom, you can see it bubbling. As you can see, the bag is steaming away. Our entree and our hot beverage is heating up in there. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of the other goodies I have in here. Obviously, you wouldn't eat all this at once. I would probably save these for a little bit later, but I am kind of hungry right now and I like a little snack, so I'm going to open up the pita chips in this nice foil bag, which I'm going to tear to make sure. A little plate here. Oh yeah, these are great. Nice pita chips. And we have our hummus here, which is a great little snack. And in these tubes, you know, you can sort of squeeze it out as much as you want and want to use it at a time, so it's not all over the place. Just open that up. The trash on the side. And I guess I'll have to do a close-up here to show you the hummus coming out of the bag. But we'll just put a little bit on here. Just squeeze it out like that. And go right in there. But you also have these Planters Nutrition Nut Pack here. It has a variety of stuff, almonds, cashews, and things like that. It's not just plain peanuts. These are also great to have in that airline meal that I'm making up. So stay tuned for that one. You definitely want to check it out. In the meantime, we're going to have a nice hot entree thanks to that flameless heater in just a few minutes. Okay, it's been about 12 or 14 minutes, so we're going to open up the flameless ration heater. Whoa, careful. This stuff is very hot, which is nice. As you can see, here's our rice. I use part of one of my included paper towels to just clean things up here a little bit, take any residue off, and keep that on the side. And then we have our chicken, and it's a good idea to move this around like that, just like you do in one of those retort pouches, which is basically what this is. And that's also very hot. And finally, we have our hot beverage bag, which is quite warm as well. The rest of this, as you can see, some steam still coming out. We'll be disposing of that properly in just a few minutes. But meantime, we have everything we need here to make up our meal. These things are simple, peel and eat. And I'm going to take this all the way off. Normally I would just open it a little bit to retain the heat in there, but I'm going to take it all the way off. Again, we'll dispose of all the trash properly. So we'll add our chicken right on top, just a little bit there. And keep the rest on the side for later, and it stays warmer in the pouch. And just enjoy this here. Chicken and rice just like this. Now, and one of the things that you might want to do is add a soy sauce packet of Tabasco, things like that, you know, to your own taste. I like things a little bit plain, and I want to be careful of that hot sauce because next thing you know, you need a lot more water, and carrying water is a lot of weight. The other thing you notice is that this tin actually forms a little tray for you, so you actually have a dish without carrying a separate mess kit, and that also lightens your load up a little bit. So that's why you stop by here at Doing Time with Dan for these homemade MREs. You have lots of options and different things you can customize. I appreciate your comments. You can always send them to my blog at benpage.net or make them right here on my YouTube channel, LensWork4. Now for the rest of this meal, we still have the hot cocoa here. We also have our nuts. I don't think there's any reason why I should need to show you a bag of that. And as far as the energy chews go, they'll be a good sort of after dinner type of thing. And we can always clean up with the wet wipes and oral hygiene, which is always important, Yeah, these little Wisp disposable toothbrushes with a little pick on the end. It's a great thing to have. So this is the end of our first video, menu number 1, chicken and rice here at Shipwreck Rations. Stay tuned for menu number 2. It's coming soon in about 1 week.